Because of their vehicles, tractors, and some vehicles for fields, because they are farmers. But in Göreme right now, they are no more, taking up working on the farm because they had a house. They sold their own house, €1 million maybe, and now they gave up being a farm. And now they're kind of bosses in the hotels because tourism is a main income for touristic Cappadocia. For Göreme, for Uçhisar, yes, but for here, potato and pumpkin is very important. Now you see more and more potato fields. The degree is so low right now, maybe we will lose some part of the potato fields because of the weather. Now it's getting down like 6 degrees, 4 degrees. It's very harmful for potato. And in April, when it goes down to 3 degrees, it makes, so much harm for the blossoms because we are losing the apricots and also the pear trees. To get. In COVID-19 process, we stayed at home and we got D vitamins from the pharmacies. This is the kind of example. They were living in the houses and they started to live inside of the underground. It was a war outside. They wanted to hide their families inside of the underground. And the idea of making the underground city is coming from Hittites again. For example, we were in Göreme, we drive to Uçhisar. It's 7 kilometers. The people started to make some inner tunnels. One coach could fit inside of the inner tunnel. They wanted to use a second way to go out from the other village. And Christians started to make some wider underground cities after the tunnels. Because Christianity was not an official religion till the end of 5th century in Roman period. And they wanted to hide their communities inside of the underground. That's why we will see some churches and some monasteries inside of the underground. The first floor for their animals, for cattle, for sheep and goat, and second floor, third floor, fourth floor goes like to the living room till the end of water. And this one goes like 90 meters. They found the underground water and they couldn't make more because it's muddy. And these are ventilation shafts. Please imagine my fingers like a tunnel, and among of the my fingers they made the rooms, and there is a shaft for system for air. Cold air goes down, hot air goes up. They use this system every time they got air, and also they got the water from the wells in downstairs. And after the war, they went up. Still, some of the local houses has a chance to use some parts of the underground, and it is more than 6 kilometers square. Goes like 90 meters. It means more than 6,000 people could fit inside of this underground. Like this, 16 centigrade degrees, giving a hope to the rock because it may fall down because of the humidity. When you touch, you feel the humidity on the wall, right? These are the ventilation shafts for getting fresh air. It's covered by the rocks right now. And they wanted to find their way because when there is no light, it takes around like 5 minutes to recognize which is which. And that's why the people use some holes side by side. All right, this is kitchen. And after, when we eat something, there is a process, and the women don't like it. What is that? No. Water came down from this way to this room, and I said this one leaks the water, and that's why the people had to use a waterproof plastic. You see the layer? It's covered to the ground. People smash, and they made a fermentation, especially at the underground cities because the weather conditions are good for making a fermentation for 6 months. And these are food storages, and they carved the first floor. I think it's coming from ancient period. It's not proper, you can understand. But in the second and third floor, you see tiny and beautiful rooms side by side. I think before the people used flint stones for carving, it took a long time to carve a room like this, and then they started to use iron tools. All right. Now we use this way. This is a trap tunnel, but there is a story about this tunnel. I will tell you. These are they're open to everybody, and everybody had a chance to come down. They got golden coins and some wooden door. You know, in every room there was a wooden door. Like, you know, there was a place for wooden door again. You can understand, but it is gone. I have seen handmade wooden door as a kind of reception desk in one hotel. We started to protect the area after 1980s. That's why we are talking about interiors. But we are in the middle of two ways. We use this way, but that way, the people are telling that this one is going to another big trap. And this way, now a couple of steps later, you see a stone doors on the way on the right side. Stone doors are really important because they use a stone door for defending the galleries. There's a hole in the middle. They use the iron sticks to close it, or wooden sticks, and they use their arrows for killing the enemy. And it is impossible to, make a transfer for this stone door from outside. I think they made the stone door inside of the underground. And there is one more place, I think a place for TV. Maybe they use a Netflix. I cannot climb because I'm scared. When I see a I can go upstairs. It's scared, Water can rise up, and that's why this one shouldn't be a kind of valve. Should be a kind of ventilation shaft. They carve the whole tunnel like this. It goes down, and it's covered with the stone door, or maybe it's covered with wooden door as the entrance. But of course, the people has a chance to go through from here, and when he sees someone comes down, he uses the rope like this, and in two ways they kill the people. Oh, yeah. And this is the part of every room has a part of the ventilation shaft, and what is in the air comes like this, always. All right. And now we use the tunnel. It goes like more than 120 meters. Rumors, and I'll start with the rumors. The people are telling that in the guidebook, this place is for confession or wailing wall. But the Catholics have some details, have some traditions like that. But the Orthodox people don't use the traditions like this one. Just we think simple again, always. You see a big crack over there, starting with the grounds, and it's going like to the up. The people who are carving the room, the more galleries from here, but unfortunately, because of the cracks, they thought that they had to stop. And that's why they used a kind of half circle for making a big column at the end, and they stopped to do that. But, the people like remorse, and that's why the people call that as a kind of confession, or, kind of a wailing wall, but no. Just they used it last point, you know, they stop in here. You may have a look, you may get some nice pictures. This is the church, this is the graveyard. Takes you to the last point. You may have a look at the room on the left. I'll give you some minutes for taking the pictures, free time. Then you'll see secco means driving. There is no chance to see fresco design in our region, but this one has just reliefs of the Maltese crosses. It is gone, but we see the frame because it has humid, and that's why it's impossible to make the pictures. And also it is half, it is unfinished. The left wing is smaller than right wing because they face some cracks again, and they have to stop. And also the wing is going like this. They made the churches at the deepest part because the deepest part was the safest point. And that's why they cut missionary schools and the churches at the deepest part. Six people could live in this room, and there are some details. This is the sitting area on your back, and on your left, on your right, and shortcut to reach downstairs, 4th floor, 5th floor. And here are some kind of food storages, and Wi-Fi. They use Wi-Fi. This one, you may hear the voices of the other groups from downstairs. I showed to you the ventilation shaft. One channel coming, more air. And I'm calling this one iPhone 1. iPhone the first. Alright, this one. You see some places for tying, and they made some holes for food and water for their camels, horses, because they wanted to hide from people. It's covered by the waterproof plaster like now you see. Again, it's like in a balloon shape because the people bend. When you do a normal entrance, the people have a chance to go down easily 5 by 5, 10 by 10. That's why they use some small tunnels. And there are two more rooms. It is good because you have a chance to get a sunlight, and also it's good to take some pictures. This is winery, and it's original, and also this one takes you to the missionary school. But in 1996, we found a part of